Almost every little boy's dream is to grow up and be a famous footballer. This is a story about one boy who never gave up on that dream, even when he was dropped by his boyhood club at the tender age of 16, or even when he was arrested for assault outside a pub and given an electronic tag to track him, forcing him to be subbed off at half-time and rush home so he didn't break his curfew. Or even when he drank heavily almost every night and sometimes showed up to training intoxicated. This did not stop him from becoming one of the most fearsome strikers in England. He climbed his way from the 8th tier of English football all the way to the Premier League at the top, battling for golden boots against Premier League giants such as Sergio Aguero and Harry Kane. He did all this on a diet of Red Bull and smokeless tobacco. This is the incredible underdog story of Jamie Vardy. Jamie Richard Gill was born on the 11th of January 1987 in Sheffield to father Richard Hill and mother Lisa Cruz. Jamie's biological father, Richard Hill, walked out on the family when he was just an infant boy. His mother remarried to a man called Phil Vardy. Jamie took his stepfather's second name, changing his name from Jamie Gill to Jamie Vardy. His stepfather was a crane worker and his mother was a solicitor. However, Jamie Vardy was a huge fan of Sheffield Wednesday, his local team, and he even went to some of the games, where he witnessed the intense rivalry of Sheffield Wednesday and Sheffield United, cementing his love for the game. Vardy's love for Sheffield Wednesday and football led him to picking up the sport from a young age, but he took particular interest in the striker position, idolising then Sheffield Wednesday player David Hirst. Sheffield Wednesday eventually picked Jamie Vardy up as a child, where he played most of his youth career, a dream for a young Jamie Vardy. But at the age of 16, he was released. Something truly heartbreaking for Jamie Vardy, as he wouldn't be able to play for the club he loved so much and grew up supporting. But Jamie Vardy did not let this end his footballing dreams. He kept working, and in 2007, he was picked up by Stocksbridge Park Steels. Stocksbridge were a team in the 8th division of English football. Jamie Vardy made his way from the reserve team to the first team in no time. Once he made it to the first team, Jamie was paid a whopping £30 per week. This was not enough to support him, so he took a job as a technician making medical splints. But in 2007, Jamie was convicted of assault due to an altercation that happened outside of a pub. Jamie was court-ordered to wear an electronic tag which had a curfew. This forced him to have to be subbed off during evening games and having to rush home so it wouldn't break his curfew. Despite this, Jamie Vardy shone at Stockbridge, gaining interest from many different clubs. And in 2009, this interest got him a trial at Crewe Alexandra, who were in the 3rd division of English football. But unfortunately for Vardy, Crewe didn't pursue him any further. Another blow to Jamie Vardy's dream. But Vardy is a fighter. Vardy helped Stocksbridge get promoted from the 8th division to the 7th. Vardy was a target for many 7th division teams. But in June of 2010, Vardy signed for Halifax Town, who were in the 7th division at the time. Halifax manager Neil Aspin was a long-time admirer of Jamie Vardy, signing him for just 15 grand. Jamie Vardy made his debut for Halifax Town on the 21st of August 2010 against Buxton, and he scored the winning goal, instantly making him the first name on the team sheet. In Vardy's first season at Halifax Town, he scored 25 goals in the 37 games he played, winning the Players' Player of the Season. His goal-scoring ability helped Halifax Town to win the Northern Premier League title, promoting them to the 6th division. Jamie Vardy was going up. In his opening 4 matches of the next season, he scored 3 goals for Halifax Town before he secured another move up the ladder. After a year at Halifax Town, he secured a move to the Conference League, the 5th division, with Fleetwood Town. Vardy made his debut against York City, which ended in a goalless draw. However, it would only take him a couple games for him to get off the mark, as he scored 3 consecutive braces, leaving him with 6 goals in his first 5 games. And he didn't even score in his first 2. On the 7th of January, Fleetwood would play local rivals Blackpool in the 3rd round of the FA Cup, where they lost 5-1. However, Blackpool manager Ian Holloway offered Fleetwood £750,000 for Jamie Vardy after the game, which shows how highly rated Vardy was at the time. Fleetwood turned down this offer as they wouldn't sell him for anything less than £1 million, which is crazy as he was sold for just $15,000 just 2 years earlier. Vardy helped Fleetwood Town win the Conference League and promotion to the Football League for the first time in their history. Vardy was now in the 4th tier of English football. The £1 million price tag on Jamie Vardy's head was met by then Championship team Leicester City. A then non-league record, Jamie Vardy was announced to be a Leicester player on the 17th of May 2012, where he signed a 3-year contract. However, Jamie Vardy's Leicester career did not start off on the best foot. According to Leicester vice chairman, Vardy would drink heavily every night and often turn up to training intoxicated. This resulted in an inevitable poor first season. He faced severe criticism about his loss of form, and he even considered leaving football altogether. But manager Nigel Pearson and assistant manager Craig Shakespeare convinced him to continue. The next season, Vardy would take his football more seriously, quitting his heavy drinking and focusing on football. This would pay off tenfold. He established himself as a prolific goal scorer and finished the season on 16 goals. He was named Leicester Player of the Season and led Leicester to promotion to the Premier League. Jamie Vardy made his Premier League debut on the 31st of August 2014 at the age of 27. He came on as a second-half substitute in a 1-1 draw against Arsenal, but his first Premier League goal would come against English giants Manchester United. Vardy would help Leicester come back from 3-1 down to win 5-3. Vardy got a goal and assisted and even got man of the match. Vardy was in the Premier League to stay. In Vardy's and Leicester's first season in the Premier League, they finished a modest 14th. A great accomplishment by a newly promoted team, but could they do it again? The next season, Leicester's goal was to stay in the Premier League, and the best way to do this was by winning games. So under new boss Claudio Ranieri, that's what they did. But one thing no one expected was that they wouldn't stop winning, and Jamie Vardy wouldn't stop scoring. He scored not in 1, not in 2, not in 3, but in 11 games in a row. A Premier League record, leaving Leicester top of the Premier League. On the 2nd of February, he scored this goal against Liverpool. One of the greatest volleys ever seen in Premier League history. It was described as world-class by Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp. 4 days later, he signed a contract put him on £80,000 a week. A crazy amount, bearing in mind he was earning just £30 a week just a decade earlier. On the 10th of April 2016, Vardy became the first player since Gary Lineker to score more than 20 goals in the top flight for Leicester. On the 2nd of May, Leicester sat comfortably at the top of the table, 1 game away from winning the title. The only problem is they weren't playing. It was Tottenham versus Chelsea. Tottenham, who were second at the time, had to win to stop Leicester from winning the league. Jamie Vardy hosted the whole of the Leicester squad at his house to watch the game. The game started and the Leicester players were on the edge of their seats in anticipation. Were they going to win the title? Tottenham went 1 goal up by Harry Kane and then a second by Son, and it didn't look like it was going to happen. But then Chelsea started to get back in it. First, Cahill got one, putting them 2-1 down against Tottenham. Leicester needed Chelsea to score just one more to win the league. Up stepped Eden Hazard with this. He ended Tottenham's hopes of winning the title and made Leicester and Jamie Vardy Premier League champions. Jamie Vardy was having a party. Vardy ended the season on 24 goals and a Premier League winner. Not bad for a lad who was dropped at 16. Before this video ends, I'd like to say shout out to this fella for saying I sound like Jamie Carragher's brother. Many thanks. I'd also like to say thank you to everybody that mentioned I said Coutinho's wand of a left foot. He was not left-footed. He was right-footed. And I would like to apologise for that inaccuracy. Here at Finn's Bins, we like to keep our content the most accurate it can be. And it was not accurate in that instance, and I apologise. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. See ya.